Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 48 of Daisy Knits. I'm Daisy, hanging out on the floor of the neighbor room, so I have Shop sitting beside me and behind me and in front of me and beside me. It's everywhere. I have to pack everything up today to leave tomorrow to go to Camdenton, Missouri. Yeah. There's a fiber festival down there. It's a one-day show, and so never done this one before, but we're going to have an adventure. The whole family is going with me. So, sorry, y'all probably, it's more like shop news, but the whole family is going and the kids are super excited. This is the first time they've done a show before, so they have no idea what they're getting into. My husband decided to take a day off and he's going to go with us and we're just going to make it an adventure. So, anyways, I have no finished objects, sort of, today. But I do have some progress on things. So, I was telling y'all last week and the week before, I'm using the Cyborg Craft Room Acrylic in the Northern Lights colorway, and I'm doing the Pearlless by, not Martina Bim, Romy Hill. And I think 2 weeks ago I was telling you I was super pretty, and then last week I told you I was a big goober. Yeah. It's progressed a lot now that I've figured out what's going on. So we have these little diamonds down here. I have 5 of those, and I've moved on into the lace mesh pattern on the edge before you start short rows. So, can y'all see? I am loving this. I love the colors of this. It's gorgeous. So, that is what I have been working on at home. I pretty much have only been working on that at the house just because it's kind of big and bulky to take around with me, and I'm worried that I'm going to be distracted and pull a pretty, and I don't want to have another pretty. So when I'm out and about, hubby has socks. I think I told y'all about these as well last week. They're from Undead Yarn, Heidi, in the modified rainbow colorway. And it was a double sock blank that I had pulled apart. I washed to get rid of part of the ramen noodleness and skeined up separate, and I'm doing them concurrent as I'm flapping one here. So I have one that I'm in the middle of the heel here, and this one has a heel, and we had a meeting last night, so I actually got to knit through the meeting, and I zoomed up the leg. Usually he doesn't like a very long leg, however, he really wants to see as much yarn as used as possible, and I still have a good chunk here. So, I am not sure if I'm going to use all of the yarn or not, but I'm going to keep going on this for a while. So, if I remember right, this is this is 463 yards. So it's a lot of yardage, but we will see. Like I said, I'm mid-heel. I've done half of my short rows. I'm doing the other half of my short rows now on this heel, and then I will go up the leg of this one. So these are really coming along, and he is thrilled with them. I kind of think the heel cracks me up, because just the way that this color striping, the color change is done, it cracks me up. You can see it a little bit better here. So we have all this dark green, and then it changes right at the heel. And by the time you get to the top of the heel, it goes right into this red. So on the front, you got the really dark, almost like blackish gray that goes into a little bit of blue, up into the green, and a little bit of line of yellow, and then right into the orange and red. I don't know why, it makes me snicker. But he's loving them, and so that's what counts, is him liking these socks, because they're for him. And he's pretty excited about having them. So tomorrow we have a 4.5-hour drive. I'm kind of hoping that he will do a big chunk of that driving, because if he does, I can just work on his sock. That might be the bribery I use. If he drives, then I will knit on his sock while we're driving. How sad is that? But anyways, that's been what I've been doing for my brain candy stuff. last week I showed you a wristlet and I showed you it wasn't quite good enough. I worked on it again this week. I have one tail that I have not woven in. Everything else is woven in. And I am really proud of this one. There's no real big boo-boos. I'm uncertain still about this join right here. But it's honestly the best one I've had so far. So I'm super proud of this. So I went ahead and I sat down Sunday. And I actually knit this on Sunday afternoon. My husband was playing with kids and he said, why don't you go work on it if you want. And so I did. I sat down and him and my son played a game. My daughter came up and sat with me for a little bit and then she took a nap. And I churned this sucker out in an afternoon. Granted, it was like, a long afternoon, but I did. And I'm really happy with it. I know it's not quite like perfect, but it's the best one I've had so far. So I'm going to set this aside, and then Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, yes, Monday and Tuesday I pulled out all my stuff on buttonholes, and then yesterday I sat down, and I haven't woven the ends yet, but I sat down and did a buttonhole swatch. And so I have a vertical buttonhole. Is that right? Vertical? No, horizontal. I have a horizontal buttonhole, I have an eyelet buttonhole, and then I have a vertical buttonhole here in 1x1 rib. And I'm kind of thrilled with this. I did rip back a couple of times to get a better buttonhole here and there, but I'm really happy with this one. So I need to weave in the ends, wash and block it, and then I'm going to throw this one in my binder and move on to my next one this week. I'm hoping. Like I said, with the show this weekend, I'm not going to have a lot of knitting time for master. I'm not going to have any master knitter knitting time this weekend at all. I will have some for his socks, and I'll probably cast on something out of my yarn for when I'm at the show. Also, I have a spindle bag downstairs that I'm going to play with. A friend of mine she sent me a prototype for a spindle bag, and it looks amazing. I'm so tickled to play with this. So I have my drop spindles over there. I'm going to pull one of those out, and I pulled out a couple of Rolags, and I'm going to play with that bag this weekend, just to give it a good test run, play around with it, and any feedback that I can. So there will be a little bit of spinning hopefully next week, and we will see. As far as other spinning, it just hasn't happened. I haven't made the effort to sit down. I have had a lot of other things going on. I'm trying to get through some of this stuff, and I picked Master Knitter back up. It happens. So, let's see. In the group, I read this week we have 10 more Sundays until Christmas. So, if you're working on any Christmas stuff, come chat with us. If you want some inspiration, come look through that thread. Oh my goodness. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Beautiful stuff. I think that's everything for the week. Go check out the group for any information. Also, you might look at the shop. I think I told y'all last week I got invited to a Disney show. I'm going to Disney World in January for a show. But if you go to the website, I have a full list of events of where I'll be, and you can come see. But you might check out, there's a lot of events every year, and if it's something you can do, you might look at going to a yarn event somewhere. I don't have a complete list of all the events I know, I just have the ones that I travel to. So, sorry for that. But if you're interested, we can hook you up with a list of tons of fun places to go and see and do. So, that's all I have this week. I hope that y'all have had a great week and you'll come and share some things with us. Come chat. Otherwise, see you next week.